Hello ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For the text version of this quiz, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. This is the name of Telegram channel, GKToday YouTube. Now we have started a new channel. It is Civils Academy. So you can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now let's start. Forum 26AS that was seen in news recently is a document related to which organization? So it is related to CBDT, that is Central Board of Direct Taxes. So recently CBDT introduced this new forum, and it is an annual statement forum that contains the information on the various tax deductions. So this is for easy ITR, that is income tax returns. Now CBDT is under DOR. DOR is Department of Revenue. It is under Ministry of Finance. Recently CBDT was in news as it signed agreement with CBIC, that is Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, for data exchange. So CBIC is for indirect taxes while CBDT is for direct taxes. CBDT also signed agreement with MSME Ministry, and as per this agreement, the Income Tax Department will start sharing the information related to the depreciation, sales and turnover of MSME enterprises with the MSME Ministry. Presently, CBDT chairperson is PC Modi. Central Institute of Petrochemicals Engineering and Technology is an institution under which Union Ministry? So it is under Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizers. Now, recently this institution was renamed. The previous name was Central Institute of Plastic Engineering and Technology. So this institution was in news because recently it has been approved by NAB, that is National Accreditation Board, for testing and certification of PPE kits. That means now the CIPET can test and certify the PPE kits. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipments. So the CIPET, which is in Bhubaneswar, has been given this permission. Which Union Ministry has established an investment clearance cell, that is ICC, for easier clearance of proposals. So recently Ministry of Civil Aviation established this ICC for clearance of proposal for investment, and it will be headed by a joint secretary. Now Civil Aviation Ministry was also in news as it started Lifeline Udan initiative to provide support during COVID-19. Every year on 7th of December, the International Civil Aviation Day is celebrated. So this ICC, that is Investment Clearance Cell, has been set up by Civil Aviation Ministry. Now, in terms of investment, recently UNCTAD released a report, and as per this report, India is on 9th position in terms of FDI, that is Foreign Direct Investment. What is UNCTAD? It is United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, and the name of this report is World Investment Report. Apart from that, recently Union Cabinet approved EGOS and PDC for attracting investment in our country. What is EGOS? It is Empowered Group of Secretaries. What is PDC? It is Project Development Cells. So this EGOS will be headed by Cabinet Secretary. So these two were approved for attracting investment in different sectors of our country. John Lewis, who passed away recently, was associated with the civil rights movement of which country? So he was associated with USA. He passed away recently. Now recently USA was in news as it decided to quit WHO. It was also in news because of Open Skies Treaty. USA was also in news as it is India's biggest trading partner. It is the biggest source of FDI in UK, while India is the second largest source of FDI in UK. US was also in news because of USMCA. It is trade agreement between USA, Mexico and Canada, and it became effective from 1st of July. Plasma donation campaign has been organized in which Indian state or union territory? So recently this campaign was started in New Delhi, and this campaign was co-organized by Delhi Police, and it was inaugurated by Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. So recently India's first plasma bank was started in Delhi. In addition to that, recently Maharashtra started Project Platina. So this Project Platina is a plasma trial project. Apart from that, the KGMU, that is King George's Medical University, is the first government hospital in our country to successfully launch the plasma therapy treatment. And this KZMU is in Lucknow. And recently Lucknow was also in news as it was the host of this year's Defense Expo. CSIR CMERI, which has developed COPS, that is COVID-19 protection system, is located in which Indian state? So it is in West Bengal. This institution is in Durgapur. What is the name of institution? It is CSIR, Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute. What is CSIR? It is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. So this institution has developed COVID-19 protection system, that is COPS. So this has been developed for workplace and it contains IntelliMast. What is the meaning of IntelliMast? It is Intelligent Mask Dispenser Unit and Thermal Scanner. So this is IntelliMast. So this unit will distribute the mask as well as it will complete the thermal scanning. Now coming back to West Bengal, the state was also in news because of Exit app. So this app was launched for those people who are stuck in other states and who are willing to return back to West Bengal. Apart from that, state was also in news because of Self-Scan app. Now answer in comment box what is the objective of this app. Which Indian personality has crossed 6 crore followers on Twitter? So he is our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. Now Twitter was also in news because of hacking issue and recently CERTIN sent notice to Twitter in this context. Now answer in comment box CERT is under which union ministry? So the CEO of Twitter is Jack Dorsey. Which country has banned free internet services for accessing social media? So the BTRC, that is Bangladesh Telecom Regulatory Commission, has directed the telecom companies to stop free internet services for accessing social media. Now the capital of Bangladesh is Dhaka, currency is Taka, Prime Minister is Sheikh Hasina. Her party is Awami League. Bangladesh was also in news as recently Vikram Doraiswamy was appointed as India's High Commissioner to Bangladesh and he replaced Riva Ganguly Das. Which country has launched its spacecraft to Mars named Hope? So it is a project of UAE and therefore UAE became the first country in Arab world to launch this Mars mission and UAE has sent the spacecraft from the space center of Japan. Now recently UAE was also in news as it was declared as reciprocating territory by India. UAE was also in news as it is going to be the host of IPL 2020. Now coming back to Japan, Japan was in news because of Hanko system. Answer in comment box what is this Hanko system. Japan was also in news because of Senkaku Islands. So recently the Ishigaki City Assembly passed a bill to change the name of this Senkaku Islands from Tonoshiro to Tonoshiro Senkaku. The Space Exploration Day is celebrated on 20th of July. It is otherwise called as which day? So it is also known as Moon Day. And on 20th of July in 1969, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin became the first humans to land on the surface of Moon. So this 20th of July is celebrated as Space Exploration Day or Moon Day. Where is the headquarters of ITUC? That is International Trade Union Confederation. So it is in Brussels in Belgium. Recently it was in news because it released Global Rights Index. And as per this index, India is among the 10 worst countries for working people. And that's why this index was in news. What is ITUC? It is International Trade Union Confederation. The headquarters is in Brussels. What is the name of index? It is Global Rights Index. And as per this index, India is among the 10 worst countries for working people. Now, the headquarters of NATO is also in Brussels. What is NATO? It is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The headquarters of WCO is also in Brussels. It is World Customs Organization. The headquarters of European Union is also in Brussels. That means Brussels is considered as the de facto capital of European Union. What is the expansion of CCPA, which is related to the Consumer Protection Act of 2019? So CCPA stands for Central Consumer Protection Authority. I have already uploaded a detailed video on this topic, that what are the new provisions of this new act and how it is going to protect the rights of consumer. So you can watch this video on Civils Academy channel. John Ram, who was in news recently, is associated with sports. So he is associated to golf, and recently he was in news as he claimed the top sport in world in terms of golf. Now he is from Spain. Recently Spain was in news as it was the host of COP25. What is COP? It is Conference of Parties. So this Conference of Parties held in Madrid in Spain, and it held under the presidency of Chile government. Now answer in comment box which country is the proposed host of COP26. GSP, that is Global Selling Program, is an initiative of which e-commerce company? So this initiative was launched in 2015 and it is an initiative of Amazon. So under this program, Indian companies can export to other countries through Amazon website. Now recently this program was in news because the company has announced, that means the Amazon has announced, that Indian micro, small and medium enterprises and the brands which are part of this GSP has crossed 2 billion in terms of cumulative exports. Now Amazon was also in news because of Project Zero. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this Project Zero. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now we are going to cover important news. Feel free to skip it if you do not like the format. So first and foremost thing is that yesterday I mentioned that as per this Global Direct Selling Report, India is on 13th position. Actually India is on 15th position. USA is on top position. So please correct it. It is not 13th but 15th. So this was the first. Now let's start the news section. So first is Madeleine Swagel was in news because she became the first black female tactical aircraft pilot. Kulmeet Bawa was in news because he became the president and MD of SAP India. Mukhyamantri Ghar Ghar Ration Yojana was in news because it has been approved by Delhi government and it is for home delivery of ration. Manodarpan was in news because it is an initiative of MHRD and it was launched for providing psychological support to the students. And Valley Band is a social distancing band. It has been developed by a startup company named Qualify India and this company is incubated by IIT Kozhikode. Next is Lalji Tandon. So he was the former governor of Madhya Pradesh. He passed away recently. Next is PASEX. So it is a joint exercise which was recently conducted and it is a naval exercise conducted between USA and India. Next is India's first public electric vehicle charging plaza. So recently this was launched in Delhi and in this context few terms were in news. These are RAISE initiative, MATRI initiative, USAID and EESL. I have already uploaded a special video on this topic, so please check these terms. All these terms are important from exam perspective. Next is MOD BEML. So recently Defense Ministry signed agreement with BEML. What is BEML? It is Bharat Earth Movers Limited. So why this agreement was signed? This agreement was signed for the procurement of mine plug, that is MP. So what is the function of this MP? So this is a device which helps the tanks to clear the minefields. So for this purpose, Defense Ministry has signed agreement with BEML and BEML is going to provide these MP. Why these MPs are useful? Because they will help the tanks to clear the minefields. So these MPs will be fitted in T-90 tanks. Next is Arun Jaitley Financial Assistance for Group C employees. So this is an initiative which has been approved by Rajya Sabha Secretariat. And this initiative is named after former Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. So it is a welfare scheme for employees of Group C. Next is CSR campaign to fight COVID-19 pandemic. So recently Dr. Harshvardhan launched the CSR campaign of PNB, that is Punjab National Bank, to fight the COVID-19. So this campaign has been launched for distributing face masks and sanitizers. What is CSR? It is corporate social responsibility. Next is Yuva initiative. So it is an initiative of UNICEF and recently the Sports Ministry signed agreement with this Yuva initiative to mobilize 1 crore volunteers to help them to achieve the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Next is Karur Vaishya Bank. So recently Ramesh BB was appointed as the MD and CEO of Karur Vaishya Bank. Next is One Stop Shop Scheme. So this is an initiative of Rajasthan government and it is a scheme to fast track the investment in the state. Recently it was approved by the Rajasthan cabinet. Next is Anasis 2nd. So it is the first military communication satellite by South Korea. And last news is related to cricket. So recently, ICC Men's T20 World Cup has been postponed and now it will be organized in 2022. Apart from that, it was also announced that IPL 2020 is going to be in UAE. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now, homework. So first homework is please read about these terms: RAISE Initiative, MAT3, USAID, EESL. Second homework is please read about this new Consumer Protection Act. So that was all for the day. Thank you.